And what I love about the childlike energy, and I'm saying childlike because I'm not saying be a child, like remove all responsibilities or,
the way that I frame it is childlike and childish.
Right. So we don't want to be childish without, emotional maturity, self-accountability, things of this nature that we develop over time. But we want to be childlike in our desire to want to explore ourselves first and foremost. We want to be childlike in our ability to play, to find the adventure in life, to explore new ideas and new ways to do things. And when we're in a childlike, playful state, we actually can connect to what that authentic voice is. If for whatever reason life has brought us down and we have forgotten somehow what that freedom frequency feels like. And so for me, I very much, I hold myself accountable when I am looping in a fear state, and I can feel it in my body. And all of you, take a moment to think about, do I frequently feel this like nervous, uncomfortable feeling in my gut? You're getting a lot of cortisol being pumped into your body because of whatever's going on in your mind. Our thoughts are really powerful, and that does impact our body. Or maybe some type of memory residual in our nervous system that's getting activated. But pay attention to our body because that tells us a lot. So I first recognize when my body is telling me I'm not feeling free because I'm feeling all of those very oppressive, depressive feelings. And then intentionally take accountability for my life. I make sure I don't go into, oh, woe is me. Have that moment of sadness, of release, of whatever we need. But then coming back to a state of, I actually have agency. I have choice. I have free will. And moving away from maybe programs that we might have encountered in our life that have imposed this idea that we need to be afraid of life in some way. We somehow can't trust life or situations in life, or even worse, not having the ability to see, notice, and really be in tune and trust that inner voice that we all have within us that really can be a powerful tool to find our freedom again. So I vote for, how do you find your freedom frequency? Tap into what your authentic voice is. And maybe childlike explorations might help you do that.
So one thing that I would like to do in the next 20 to 30 minutes, I want you to do a meditation that you feel would be a good one to get people into that born free frequency. So in 20 to 30 minutes based on that. So before I said that, there was a dog that was around here, and these people were playing frisbee, and the dog was going back and forth. And I always joke to people and it sounds very manipulative, but I always joke, like, if I'm going on a date with a woman and she has a dog, I just get some steak sauce and put it on my fingers so the dog loves me. And it's not that I've never done it, but it's not that I would be manipulating the situation. It's the fact that she's just deciding because the dog likes me that I'm a good person or a bad person.
Right.
That's my issue. Why did she turn off? Why did she turn off her intuition? And when we need to bounce ideas off, like we bounce ideas off of each other for certain things. We all have blind spots to a certain extent, or the fact of the dog that was going back and forth and appeared to be very free, but probably an hour ago the dog was in the house, and the being in the park seems like freedom, but even when it's in the park, it's going back and forth chasing a frisbee. Which, like, how often on your daily are you going back and forth and chasing a frisbee, and does it appear like being free or not being free? It's not up to me to judge. It's not up to her to judge. We judge that individually for ourselves, and sometimes we check in with each other to kind of like thinking, can I run this by you? in this situation, because it's very confusing a lot of times. I had a conversation recently that somebody was saying, I'm a lot less domesticated than other people, but he said he sees me being domesticated sometimes. And I didn't like the word domestication, so it was very hard for me. It was very hard for me to receive. But also, one of my ways that I measure stuff is I like to be effective. So I say if the guy from the Matrix came to me, I would take half a red pill and half a blue pill, because I want to be like Jesus said. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. Jesus said you can be in the world, but you don't have to be of the world. And I think taking half of each of those pills is being in the world, but not being of the world. I want to see reality, but I also want to see what the status quo is seeing, so I can meet them. There's a thing in psychology. I don't know if it's in. Somebody told me this is in psychology. It's mirror and match and then lead. You mirror and match somebody's energy and lead. My mom's in a nursing home now, and this lady came in the room. Hi, and she was going to be doing like moving my mom's body around, moving her neck around, and a lot of the other stuff. So I understand she had to be at that energy, but she came into the room too hot.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it was. If I were in her situation, I would have came in the world, matched the energy in the room, and then slowly moved out of that energy. And I think it's important to, instead of, there's too many leaders that want to act like they're all perfect, and they might be in positions that people tolerate them being like that and doing that, because every community that comes together, including Cannabis Wellness Party, we share lies and truths. It's less in Cannabis Wellness Party than other ones, and it's easier because we're only meeting one time a month. But anytime you come together for a community to be sustainable, it has to share lies and truths. And that's what my childhood was like. A lot of times, you think that people that grew up in certain environments, good or bad, they think that's how everybody should be.
Right, for sure, because that's their norm. Makes sense.
And then I'll let you go into. I met this guy. I still do Lyft, and this guy was a Lyft passenger, and he was from Memphis, and he said he never thought he would come to California. And then I asked him why. He's from the South, so he didn't necessarily answer my question. He's like, I said, why would you never come to California? He's like, why would I? And I asked him several times, and he's always, why would I?
I guess.
And then I had to ask him what Memphis was like, and he's like, he's like, you leave stuff in your car, people steal it. He's like, and you see that person during the day. He's like, see that person right there? They're walking alone. You can't do that. he's like talking about Memphis, and this was his experience telling me. I don't know if all Memphis is like this, so. I mean, I wouldn't care if you complain, but I'm just saying, it's like, I am listening to this guy's experience. I never went to Memphis, and by the sounds of that, I'm never going unless I hear something different. But he's just saying a lot of different things like that. But he had so much judgment of California.
Right.
Even being here, the weather was beautiful, and the weather's not everything. For me, it's a big part, but it's not everything. But he's talking about it just like, and I just couldn't imagine like going somewhere you can't walk down the street.
Right. Yeah.
Like I was tripping out because, and I said I was going to say one more thing, but I was in Oakland helping this cannabis delivery company with doing some work with them. We're doing some collaboration, and the guy goes to me, "Oh, I'm waiting for my lift," and the security guy comes out of the place during the day. This is in Oakland. Comes out during the day, and he goes, "Are you waiting for a lift?" I go, "Yeah, it's gonna be here in 3 minutes." He goes, "Oh, I'll wait for you." Guy with the gun. And I've done that at night for women. It was weird for me during the day, and I was like,
I gotta be ready.
If we're in San Diego and somebody said that, I was like, I'm fine. But I'm just like, I'm not gonna try and act like this guy. This is my
you must know something.
third, fourth time in Oakland. Something like this has never happened to me. I'm gonna listen to this guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I ain't that macho.
Totally. Well, you know, the one thing I would love to add to this conversation about this idea of we are born free, and also the current reality is that many people are socialized into a fear mindset, and or a mindset which doesn't allow someone to really step into their true potential, because
Okay, so I understand the
hindering
true, but what's
them.
a fair mindset?
Did I say fair?
Fair, yeah, mindset.
Oh,
Yeah,
that might have been a slip of some sort. But we all have the potential that can carry us into all the things we'd hope to receive in this life.